All right, welcome back to a new short video, everybody. Today, I actually have a guest. His name is Kyle, and he is one of my closest friends for a very long time. Probably my closest friend. Um, so we're going to be talking about quite a few stuff tonight, along the lines of I think Kyle wants to talk about Morbius. We're going to talk about, hopefully, we can squeeze in and talk about that whole Oscars that happened with Will Smith. I don't know if you've seen that yet, Kyle, have you?
Yeah, I've been seeing the memes on that. I've been keeping up to date on the whole Will Smith Chris Rock dilemma.
It'd be nice to talk about that, actually. Um,
So
oh, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so with that, like I honestly haven't really picked a side yet, which I think is kind of baffling some people. Because me and a couple other buddies that I was talking to, like they're just like, yeah, I'm on Team Will, I'm on Team Chris. I'm like, I can't really pick a side because like yeah, the joke was inappropriate because it's about a disorder that you can't really help. And then on the other hand, what Will did was just very childish and inappropriate. And so I can't pick a side. I just don't know what to do or what to say.
Yeah, I would say I can. That's how I was at the beginning after Sunday night's Oscars. I actually, at first, I was like, oh, maybe it's fake. It's just a prank between friends. They're doing it to obviously get better ratings for the Oscars because last year's wasn't as good. So, but then as things started to unfold, and after when Will Smith was yelling at Chris Rock, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I was just like,
Oh yeah,
oh. I was just like, oh, this is shit just got real. Um,
exactly. Tension was hot.
I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, I mean, at first I thought he full on like decked him in the face, but later after I watched the video enough times, obviously he gave him kind of a bitch slap, but at the same time I was just like, at first I'm not gonna say I don't think I've lost all respect for Will Smith, but I definitely have lost quite a bit of respect for him. And I heard news earlier today, just before we got on here and we were talking, that he actually just resigned from the Academy,
Yeah, I just heard that too.
which is pretty interesting because I mean now that he resigns, whatever the academy decides to go through in terms of like disciplinary action, the only like two things that they could do, one being taking his Oscar away, and two banning him for life. You know, um, but I don't think they'll take his Oscar away. I think what they will do, since he decided to resign, I think what they'll do is they'll just make it clear, hey, unfortunately, you're not welcome back anymore. That's just me theorizing, because that's what they did with I think Harvey Weinstein and Roma Polanski, who was the director of The
Yeah,
Pianist,
absolutely.
which I absolutely that The Pianist is one of my favorite films. However, I think Roman Polanski ended up actually raping a teenage girl, so that's why they yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was
yeah.
horrific after hearing like all of the allegations and everything that came out. I have my own opinions about like movies that people put out and not about the people that they are themselves.
Yeah.
And so after I hear things like that, I have no problem sweeping the person themselves like out
Yeah.
of my life. I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, you're
absolutely.
done. This is not cool.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100% and 10%. Like, it sucks that, you have a director who makes such a great film and then you find out they do something horrific as that and it's like, really? Now it doesn't make it impossible to watch the film, but whenever I do watch the film at one point or another that does like pop in my mind, like, oh shit, that's right, the director, fled the country because of, said this, or because, this, he did this.
Exactly.
So yeah. Um, but yeah, with the whole Will Smith Chris Rock thing, like, after I realized it was legitimate, I one thought, okay, that doesn't seem like the Will Smith we all know and love. That's really, really odd behavior. And then,
Exactly.
and then, props to Chris Rock though. He kept the show going and he was extremely professional. I don't know if I would have been able
Oh
to.
yeah.
I don't know if I would have been able to keep my composure like that. That's incredible. The what he did.
Exactly. Like after he was being yelled at, he was just like, "You're right. I won't," and then just kept on with the show. Like the show must go on, and he made it
He deserves a
amazing.
bonus.
His recovery after that was fantastic.
His I learned today that his tickets are selling out like they were like $150.
Oh yeah, for his stand-up comedy
Yeah,
tour.
yeah. Like over the weekend, I think he's in Boston, but the tickets were like 150, $200 a pop. Now they're like upwards of 1,000 or more.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so like yeah, the tickets are outrageously priced right now, and I've been trying to keep up with the story, and I've been kind of back and forth whether or not I want to make a video on it. Maybe this will just be a large kind of summary of it, but and then one, I didn't even know the Oscars were taking place Sunday night until I heard about the
Yeah.
news that Will had slapped Chris, and then I didn't even know about, I don't know if you know, about Jada Smith's and Will Smith's relationship and everything that's kind of going on. But
Yeah, I knew that, or I've heard that Jada cheated on Will prior to the event, and they had like complications with the marriage before then, and that's all I really know about that. And it's interesting too because since you bring up like the ticket sales and stuff too, I'm just hoping that Chris gets the cut of that, and it's not just the venues trying to market off of what happened at the Oscars. I hope he gets a decent cut out of what they're doing.
yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. What I thought was interesting was so the other night I watched a video where I guess Jada Smith has like a small podcast or her own small show, And last year, like maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago, she brought on Will, and they talked about in not so many way. Not she didn't. She basically said that she had cheated on him without saying that she had cheated on. Like the meme that's going on around, like you see, like tell me you cheated on me without telling me you cheated on me.
Oh, I see.
And then yeah, and then at one point, like you can tell the man's fighting back tears, and I feel for him there, but at the same time, I'm like, why didn't he just leave? Which I can understand
Yeah,
from a personal, standpoint. We talked about this before we started the show. You know, love does do make you do crazy things. However, it shouldn't make you be crazy enough to slap somebody who just in no
absolutely.
way. I mean, at first I can understand. Okay, yeah, Chris is making a joke about her alopecia, or maybe he doesn't know she has alopecia. But even then, it was a very mild joke, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
It wasn't that much of a joke where it just didn't justify walking up and assaulting a man on national live television. However, I mean, not really. There's not
exactly.
really many jokes that do justify that, but I mean, it's just I just don't understand. I just don't understand maybe why he did that. Why he felt the need to do it. Maybe he's being brainwashed or controlled by Jada, or maybe he feels like he needs to prove himself in terms of masculinity. to the world like I'm a man, I can stand on my own 2 feet, but my wife cheated on me, but I'm still with her. I don't know. I just thought it's real. I didn't even, and keep in mind, Kyle, I didn't even know about any of that until the Oscars happened. So because of the Oscars,
Exactly.
I found out all of this.
Yeah, and it's funny too because it's like, yeah, you gotta fight for love, but there's a difference between fighting for love and getting up on stage in front of live audience and national TV and slapping someone on stage.
Yeah. Well, because you and I both from a performance background, and like
Theater
that's
in high
just
school.
yeah, and it's so unprofessional.
Exactly.
It's like every director's or producer's nightmare that something like that happens.
Oh yeah. It makes me wonder for next year if they're gonna have like security preventions to like keep people who from, you know,
Who
are
don't?
supposed to be on stage from people aren't supposed to be on stage.
I think you're actually 110% right. Because I was wondering, like, in a part of the video, Chris like kind of looks off to his stage left, um, and I don't know if maybe he's looking at like the producer or the producer of that night's show, or if maybe he's like looking at
Uh-huh.
security, wondering like, can I get some help out here, or what? I don't know who he was looking at, but what makes me that's one question I had. If if there is security there, which I'm assuming there is, with you have all those high profile celebrities in one space, there has to be security somewhere in the building. Because you have crazy people. They just didn't know it was
Oh
going to be
yeah.
Will Smith. Um, what makes me what I one of my first immediate questions, okay, where is security, and if they're there, like how far away are they? Like how much? Because if Will was in the front row, basically, you know, so it's pretty easy for him to, if quickly just jump on stage. But at the same time, like if I was security, would immediately be wondering, okay, like this wasn't in the rehearsal. Why is Will Smith on the stage? You know,
Yeah. Yeah, because he had enough time to get up there.
well, I think
Then
I think we lost your
Chris
audio for a
continue
minute.
with the performance.
I
Oh,
th-
sorry.
no, you're fine.
I was just saying that there was enough time for him to both walk up stage, slap Chris, walk back, yell at Ace, and then Chris just performed like usual. No commotion, no rustling in the background, like anyone was trying to talk to him.
Yeah,
Talk Will, that is. And so yeah, where was security? What was happening there?
I don't know. I think that's a big question right now. That, and I think everybody's waiting to see, okay, what is the Academy gonna do officially about it? Because Will, I guess, resigned today,
Mhm.
and I guess the other question is like, we gotta wait to hear more from Chris Rock. But from what I've heard, I guess I guess he didn't want to press charges,
Yeah,
and I guess that he had the option of pressing charges or having Will Smith arrested or having him escorted out of the building, but he didn't want any of that. I don't know if any of that's true because at the same point, all of that information that I'm getting is coming from the Academy.
exactly. And
So,
I'm sure that things that Chris and Will come out with later in public are going to be thoroughly rehearsed, and because there's definitely probably going to be like confidentiality contracts that they're both going to have to sign as far as what they're going to do for future, both if they were going to be in something together at one point, if they were on same talent agencies, anything like that. I'm sure there's definitely going to have to be some things that are going to be kept away from the public, and so anything that does come out after here will be very well rehearsed and professional from both of them.
yeah. I did see. I don't have a Twitter, but I did read and see Will Smith's apology to Chris Rock. I'll be honest.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was. Yeah, he issued a long letter saying, "I'm deeply sorry for my actions. I don't know why I did that. It was the heat of the moment. I
Yeah.
acted on pure emotion. I apologize. All of this other stuff." But in one or two sentences, he apologizes to Chris Rock, but that's it. So I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
It's just very odd because okay, if you're having trouble in your marriage, like one, you can't just go beat up some random guy because maybe they
Yeah,
say
don't
some.
take it out on anyone
Yeah, you
else.
can't take it out on some guy you see on the street. You can't slap some guy you walk by in the street because maybe he makes a joke about your wife, looking like G.I. Jane. You can't do that. I mean, you could, but I strongly advise against it. It's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
it's just, it's like, so one, you can't go around hitting other people, even if they say something that you don't like. And then two, if, if, if the problems that he's having in his marriage are that bad, why not take that anger frustration out somewhere else? You know, you're an act.
Exactly.
He's an actor. I'm not. I both can kind of understand, but at the same time not. You know, he he makes a lot of money. He knows a lot of people. So if
Oh yeah.
he needs to get anger management, some therapy, I'm pretty sure he's covered.
Yeah. If you need an outlet, well, you have the resources.
Yeah, he has the resources. He doesn't have to, I understand days on set, and months and weeks on set are long days, but I'm pretty sure he at least has some time to, you know, get the personal stuff taken care of.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. We here on the podcast do not advocate violence.
put up a disclaimer.
Exactly.
We here on
Little
an
asterisk down at the
yeah,
bottom.
we here at Imperial Transmission do not advocate for any form of violence or misconduct.
There we go.
Or it could
That was
or
our disclaimer,
or
disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen.
or it could be what is it on cops? Men and women of law enforcement, or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I
We
don't
are
even.
also not sponsored by cops.
We are also not sponsored by cops on Spike. But
Oh my god.
I don't even know if I told you. Yeah, the channel's name is Imperial Transmission. I actually came up with that at work one night because I was thinking of a name for a podcast that kind of is. It's mainly focused on Star Wars majority of the time. However, we talk about films, reviews, news. We cover anything and everything like science fiction, nerdy, comic book. But yeah, it's called Imperial Transmission. So, and it's still a work in progress.
No worries. I am a fan. I did my research before here, and I'm honored to be on the show.
I'm pretty sure we'll have you back as a regular almost every
Yes.
every episode if I can. I'd love to have you on every actual podcast or discussion and everything because the more people the more the merrier, as they say.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um, I feel like we covered that Will Smith Chris Rock fiasco pretty well. I don't really know of any new information. Um, do
I
you?
know you told me more than I know.
Oh shit! Alrighty then.
Color me informed.
All right. Well, go ahead and inform us on Morbius. How was it?
So I saw it last night. I got
Well,
off
hold.
work and I.
You gotta announce.
I'll be doing a
Oh, okay.
spoiler-free synopsis first,
Okay.
and then I'll jump into some spoiler stuff.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, I saw it last night, and I went into it not having my hopes too up because one, I didn't know too much about the character. The stuff that I did know was mainly coming from the Spider-Man animated series, which is a blast, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Oh my gosh! And so I went into it. The person next to me was like, I gotta say, he was talking to his family. So I'm a Jared Leto Joker fan, is what he said next to me, and I was like, all right,
What?
well, I'm not sure how I feel about this movie and this cast of characters that are sitting next to me. So
You're like
instantly
you.
regretted my choices of going to see that Showtime.
You're like, you sit down, and the guy next to you looks over at you, and he's just like, "Yeah, I love Jared Leto's Joker," and you're just sitting there, and then you're just surrounded by people. You're like, he knew, he fucked up.
Just awkwardly slips my popcorn.
You're like, fuck.
Exactly.
you just
So that was my
you
first
just give him the
impression
Will
of the
Smith
theater,
slap. You just give him
There
the
we
Will.
go.
You, just, you know, yeah. The guy's just maybe the guy just gets up in front of the movie theater. I'm a Jared Leto Joker fan. You run up there, you smack him, and then you go sit back down.
Keep that name out your fucking mouth. Luckily, I
Yeah,
did not do that.
yeah. Keep
I kept my
the name.
composure.
Yeah, keep his name out your fucking mouth. And the guy's just like, okay, I will.
Movie starts.
Oh my god. Honestly, that moment's gonna live on forever.
I hope so.
To me, it's as funny as it's in terms of like quality of a meme. It's up there with like Star Wars prequel memes.
Oh yeah. And in terms of like similar related events, it's up there with like Kanye interrupting Taylor Swift.
Yeah, yeah. uh,
It's impressive. But yeah, back to Morbius.
okay, so the
Um,
the movie starts.
yeah, so the movie starts and it's a very slow burn, and then I keep watching, and it's a very slow burn, and then some things happen here and there, plot wise,
Yeah.
and then it keeps on going with its slow burn atmosphere, and then it's over, and I'm like, oh,
What?
okay.
How long is
Yeah,
the movie?
I think it was run timing at like 2:20, I want to say.
Wow, 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's actually a lot longer than because the Venom movie, if I'm not mistaken, is like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, if that. It's like an hour, maybe. I think
Yeah,
it's like
let me.
I think it's like shy of 2 hours. The Venom movie, which the first one I
Yeah, I
liked,
think so. Let me check myself real quick.
and props to Sony. The first one was good. It wasn't great. I thought it was good. You know, for what it was, it was good. And I don't know if you know, but like Let There Be Carnage, that film felt very underwhelming.
Oh yeah, I did not like Let There Be Carnage at all.
Like compared to Venom, you know, like Venom was better. Let There Be Carnage, and this is why again, Kyle, I want to start my own small film studio, make my own films, is
Oh yeah,
because of Zack Snyder, because of him making the Snyder Cut. And I don't know if you know, but he actually filmed the last scene where they're on Earth, and it's the apocalyptic scene where there's Cyborg, Wonder Woman, or no, Mara, Cyborg, Flash, Joker, who Jared Leto's Joker in the Snyder Cut, I actually like a lot more, where he's, we live in a society. Now that to me, that Joker's a lot better.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
more
I feel
like
like with that one, he had more creative freedom with it, but still maintaining the original character design. I want to say of the Joker that they had in both Suicide Squad and oh no, it was just Suicide Squad. Never mind.
they filmed that in his backyard. What did you say? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they filmed that in his backyard, and the studio was like, "Well, you're already getting the Snyder cut. We don't want you to add any more." And he basically added that scene in there anyway.
Gosh, way to go! Way to
He's
go, champ!
he straight up gave Warner Brothers the bird and was like, "Fuck you guys! I'm making my movie how I want to make it, and it's for the fans." And
Yeah, seriously, see that name on the script? Zack Snyder's Justice League. What's that name? It's my name.
and like I was thinking the other day, and I was so happy. That was actually one of the happiest moments from the Oscars. Is Zack Snyder's the scene with the Flash, where the Flash is basically reversing time, and he's taking like those cosmic steps. That scene won like the number one like applauded moment for 2021,
There we go. Good for you.
which I think deserves it 110%. Although a very close second to that would have been Spider-Man No Way Home, when you get, all the Spider-Men back together.
My gosh, the applause in my theater when I went to see that.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. That's another thing we should talk about. We should hell, we should do like movie reviews together um on the channel.
The review breakdowns of just individual movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's me, but your audio or my audio, one of our audio kind of cuts out a little bit. It might be me.
Oh yeah, it cuts out for both. Like, I know that you say that I have to go back a little bit, and I can also hear you frequently cutting out, but it's not bad. I'm cruising along. We're having a good old time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, anyway, yeah, back to Morbius. Tell me more.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I think right here is where I'll start to get to more of the spoilerly things because I'm just afraid that something will slip. And now, spoiler alert for those who have seen Morbius 2022. So I did not like the movie for a couple different reasons. I think that as far as a origin story, it's all things that we have seen before, and yeah, that's a given because origin stories they can either go one of two ways, and so we're kind of used to the same character development, the same plot. But what they do in it, they make the stakes so minimal and so low that it doesn't feel like anything ever happened. And as far as getting to know the character, they introduce you right away with him getting his powers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like once when you do that right away and they don't have enough time to understand the character and what he's about, then it puts you in a dilemma where you're having to introduce that as they're fighting the main villain. And it can put a damper on the entire story.
Yeah. Can
And
can I ask
as far as the main villain as
who is the
well,
main villain in this film? Because I don't know. Because I thought Morbius was a Spider-Man villain.
yes. Yes, so it's traditionally a Spider-Man villain, but he has his own like anti-hero qualities to him because his biggest villain is himself because he's both a doctor and needing to feed on human flesh.
Yeah.
But what they made as the villain was his childhood best friend who also has the same disorder as him. It's played by Matt Smith, who was formerly a Doctor Who doctor, and his name's Milo. In the movie, his character's name's Milo. Yeah, so they introduce the main villain, which was Milo, and the biggest problem that I have with it, too, is when the main villain's reason for attacking people can be summarized and stuck with one conversation. I think you've already written yourself into a big hole that you cannot recover. Because they have a scene where Jared Leto's character and Matt Smith's character are both talking, and Matt Smith is just like, "Oh, give me what you made. I want it now. I want to feel better." And Jared Leto, his response is just to kind of tell him, "No, I'm not going to do that for you. I'll fight you if you try and take my serum." But instead of having a conversation like, yeah, there's still major drawbacks to it. Look at what I'm going through. I don't want you to go through what this is right here. Wait till I can perfect it before I give it to you. That's all that had to happen for the character to not be what he is. And so the whole story just feels non-existent and childish. In my personal opinion, I don't want to deter anyone from seeing the movie. It's still a fine enough movie. It's just, these are my own opinions and my own thoughts.
Mm-hmm. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you probably give the movie?
Probably give it a 3.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give...
That was it.
What?
That was just my knee-jerk reaction. I didn't have to think about it. It's a 3.
So what would you give Let There Be Carnage?
Ooh. I do think that this was worse than Let There Be Carnage, so I'll give Carnage a 3.5.
3.5? You know, that's exactly kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So then, okay, final question then. Because I was curious, I'm trying to kind of get an idea of maybe where you and I are at in terms of the scale for the Sony Spider-Verse, which would be Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Morbius. And I agree with you on Let There Be Carnage. I haven't seen Morbius, but it's one of those films I won't be upset if certain things are spoiled for me.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I don't want to spend my Regal Crown credits on that movie. I'd rather spend that on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
That is the best choice you could have ever made in your life.
Yeah.
Do not waste your Regal points on this movie.
Venom, I would give Venom either a solid 5 or maybe a solid 7 in my mind. 7 being a good movie, a good just solid movie, a good popcorn movie. You could sit there, you can eat the popcorn, and you can enjoy it.
Yeah, usually with my rating system, a 5 is just the least common denominator. If it's playing on TV and I have to deal with commercials instead of finding my DVD of it, I'm fine with watching it. That's a 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Venom is a good 5 movie. If it's
5.
playing and I don't feel like getting up or grabbing the remote, I'm fine. I'm content with it going on.
Yeah, you can go run to the bathroom, wash your hands, come back, it's still playing.
Exactly. But if Let There Be Carnage comes on, I'm just oh, God.
You're
Where's my remote?
Yeah. Oh, God, where's the remote? I got to change this.
Exactly.
You change it to the Oscars with Chris Rock getting slapped.
There we go. The only saving grace for like Morbius for me, because each movie has their own kind of saving grace period where it's supposed to be a hype moment. The hype moment for Morbius, and once again, spoiler alert, comes at the very, very end, the end credit scene. There are two end credit scene. There's not one at the very, very end. They're post credit scene. Excuse me. And they both involve what they showed in the trailer with Michael Keaton's Vulture.
Yeah.
But even that, just by itself, it was not enough for me to make it a 5 or to make it even outstanding above
Yeah.
Venom 2, which is not saying much at all.
Yeah. If you had to give Spider-Man No Way Home a rating, what would you give it?
Ooh. See, that's a tough one because my knee-jerk reaction on that one is giving it a 9.
I was gonna
But
say either an 8 or a 9 as well. I was gonna probably say, yeah, 9. 9 seems fair. It's almost a perfect film.
mhm.
Like,
The
I
only
mean,
problems that I have with it
hmm
where are coming out after the movie theater and really thinking about what happened and what they could possibly do next. Because with what they're setting up now, I guess anything's really possible. It's just, I'm not sure if they fully thought through Peter getting washed away from everyone's memory
yeah.
too well,
Like
where all of my
if they're gonna
questions
be
are
committed to
revolving
that,
around that.
yeah. Well, because it's
And so, because
interesting.
of how many questions I have to ask myself after watching the movie, I almost lean to giving it a 7 because I'm just like, well, this doesn't make sense now. And I'm questioning a lot of the things that I saw and what are to come and what have happened well before the movie. Like, I just question so much where I'm just like, well, how's this going to work? And so I'm starting to give it like a 7 now.
hmm Um,
But it's still an amazing movie, an amazing watch.
I was thinking the other day. Say Peter, after the spell is cast and everyone forgets who he is. Say Peter goes to the DMV to like get his driver's license. Are they gonna have him like on file, or is that file of his like is it vanished? Is it like wiped clean? Wiped away because everybody forgets who he is. So like it,
Exactly.
or does he have to like walk into? Is it gonna be like what's that movie? Shawshank Redemption, where he walks into the bank and makes a withdrawal. With
Exactly.
when Morgan Freeman's like, Andy, you just can't create someone out of thin air. He's like, sure you can, if you know what to do.
And he's just like, watch me. Yeah.
Andy Dufresne.
The man who crawled through a pile of poop and came out clean on the other side.
Oh my
See, now
god.
that in my mind, that's a 10 movie
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
that is a
Shawshank
10.
Redemption. Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Oh my gosh.
Shawshank Redemption is a 10 out of 10. Um, for me, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite movie of all time, and it's funny that while we're actually talking, we're recording this. I actually have like the Two Towers playing in the living room.
Oh,
Um,
there we go. There we
every
go.
every weekend, I watch the trilogy probably twice,
Dang, that's impressive.
and some weekends I do take a break from it. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and being as crazy of a Star Wars fan as I am, I love Lord of the Rings, and The Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite film ever made. You know, and I don't know Lord of the Rings like I know Star Wars, but
Oh yeah.
I love them both equally, but I just love Fellowship that much more.
And see, for me, like my biggest nerd trait, I would say that is for me, is I'm huge with Harry Potter. I reread the books every single year on the 1st of November. It takes me 2 months. I just go to town and then I watch the movies right afterwards.
Hmm.
And so I end and start my year with Harry Potter.
It's funny. I start and end my weekends once a week with Lord of the Rings trilogy. Like tonight, when we're done talking, and when I'm uploading this to YouTube, I'll probably go in the living room and throw on Return of the King. I probably won't make it all the way
There we go.
through, before I go to bed. But hell, at least making it halfway is better than nothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Any day with Lord of the Rings is a good day.
Yeah. Um, I actually made some homemade burgers tonight. They were really good.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I had some ground beef thawed out, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try making homemade like patties. I've never done that. So the trick is, I learned after doing like 10 minutes of research because it's all it takes, thanks to the internet. Um, you
Oh
just,
yeah.
you get your meat. You don't want to press it or handle it too much. You want to be kind of soft and gentle with the protein, um, to trap all the juices and flavors inside. And so what you do, you get your patty, you make your patty shape, you pat it gently, um, add some salt, add some pepper. I added quite a bit of like sea salt, and then I added even more pepper because I really wanted to like taste that nice kind of kick that pepper gives. Um, then
Exactly.
Then, as the grill's warming up, all I do is put them face down, the seasoning side down, on the grill. Then I season them on the back side, and then I don't even touch them. I just let them sit there and cook until I have to flip them, like maybe 6, 7 minutes later, and then that's it.
Heck yes, that sounds delicious.
I didn't even touch it. I didn't because I guess if you touch them or if you move them too much or if a lot of people like kind of push down on them, that gets rid of all the flavor, all of the grease and
Interesting.
juice and everything. It all breaks away. So if you just don't touch them, it traps all of the flavor and juices inside the meat so that when you go in to bite into it, it's not dry, it's perfect. And let me tell you, they actually turned out perfect.
Well, great job. Now me and the viewers are hungry.
Yeah, shit. I'm going to be making burgers for everybody.
I know.
And I didn't have any buns, so I used Texas toast.
See, that's ingenuity right there. Texas toast, like Wonder Bread, like you got to get your fixins.
Yeah.
That's just high quality cooking right there.
Well,
That's
because
improv.
I was sitting in the living room like, what am I going to make for dinner? Oh, I got some, ground beef, I got Texas toast, I got some pepper jack cheese, a tomato, and some pickles.
There we go. That's all you need.
Yeah, so I'm like, huh, I can actually make a burger. Anyway, so you saw Morbius. You give it a 3. You give it a 3,
I
you
give it a
said, right?
3.
Yeah, you give it a 3. I have yet to see it, but I'll probably give it a 3. Have you seen The Batman? Now, no spoilers for The Batman because I actually haven't seen it. I want to see it, and I'm probably just going to wait to see it on HBO Max, to be honest.
That's fair. With Batman, I will not give it any spoilers. For me, I'm very cynical when it comes to movies. As much as I love superhero movies,
Yeah,
especially with superhero movies, I'm very cynical. Um, and I got to tell you, the Batman,
a
that's a
5? A
7.5 right
6?
there.
A 7.5, you say? Hmm?
Yeah, it's up there. That was very well done.
Wow. That has me
And the
interested.
thing is with the movie too, it's like a close to 3 hour long movie.
Really?
But when you're sitting there, when you're involved, when you're seeing what's happening, you're like, I want more by the end of it. You don't want it to end.
See, that's the kind of Batman movie I want to go see. Um,
Oh yeah,
Shit, maybe I will have to go see it in theaters then.
yeah. Use your Regal points on that. Don't see Morbius, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, because I have all these Regal credits. Oh shit, I actually think they expire this month. Shit. And then plus I have $100 gift card I just haven't even used.
See, treat yourself. Treat yourself this week and see Batman.
I've been holding on to that for like a movie I really want to go see and get like, popcorn and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
there's no Star Wars movie, there's no real Avengers movie in sight. So I'm like, well,
Yeah,
what's the next biggest movie besides Spider-Man No Way Home that comes out later this year?
exactly.
I guess it's fuck, what even comes out this year besides Aquaman and Doctor Strange?
Well, there's the Jurassic World movie that's going to be coming out. I think in when is that? Is that going to be in
I think it
July?
I think it's June or
I
July.
think it's during summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that. Gosh, does the new Flash movie come out too this year?
I think it does. Honestly, that movie for like the past 6 years has been in like development purgatory. So
Exactly.
I'll believe it when I see it. Same with like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Exactly. True. Yeah, with a lot of these movies, until I see the final trailer where it definitely shows you the official date, I don't mark my calendars yet.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am because of COVID, all this stuff got set back, which is fine. It's just until I actually get that release date and I see it. Um, Even then, when they have an official release date, they can still push movies back like they did with Morbius or the Batman.
Yeah, that's one thing that with COVID, I think COVID made me more patient when it comes to movies
Yeah, it did.
because I
It did
had to wait like
a whole year and a half.
so long to see Batman.
Well, we had to wait. Like the
Yeah.
movie theaters were closed down for at least like what, a year.
Oh yeah, at least.
Well, I mean, I didn't go personally. I just because of COVID, I didn't go to the movie theater. So the last movie I saw in theaters before COVID was the Harley Quinn movie Valentine's Day of 2020.
Okay.
The Harley Quinn movie Valentine's Day 2020, and then that was it until I think I saw shit. What movie was it? February, March, April, May last year. I think until I saw like Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good theater movie,
No, that
Ghostbusters.
was a great movie. Holy shit, I was blown away by how good. I thought it was going to be stupid. Like I was expecting it to be a little bit better than 2016 the female Ghostbuster movie,
Yeah.
but this one was really good. But I didn't
Yeah,
go.
this one,
Yeah, I didn't go to the movie theater for like a year and a half.
gosh, it was yeah.
And you know what?
That made me more patient.
I can tell you because of that. Yeah, I'm more patient for seeing films now. Like I'm
Exactly.
not in a hurry to go see the Batman. I was when it came out, but then I'm just kind of like, I'll see it when I see it. You know. Um,
Exactly.
the only thing that's spoiled for me for that movie is that deleted Joker scene they added in, or they didn't add in. They released it on YouTube.
Yeah, fun fact for you.
Hmm.
The deleted scene is my biggest complaint about the movie.
That they didn't have it in there.
No, that it exists at all.
What do you mean?
In my personal opinion, I am not a fan of what they did for the Joker in that moment. I think so much of what makes the Batman not a 10 is for how much of the movie feels stolen from other things. It doesn't feel like you're watching a truly original movie. It makes you feel like you're watching an original Batman story, but not an original movie.
It's funny you
And so
say that
seeing the
because
deleted scene
that's
really set that in place.
yeah.
Yeah, like with the deleted scene, it felt so much like Silence of the Lambs.
It
And
it's funny you say that
I was just
because
taken out of this. experience.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because a lot of people are saying the same thing where, the Batman would be a better film if it wasn't like it spends so much time like paying homage to, Seven, Silence of the Lambs, all these dark 90s gruesome films that it doesn't really leave room for itself to, to identify itself.
Exactly.
And that's probably the biggest complaint I've heard, which isn't too bad. Um, geez, what was I gonna say? Yeah, because of COVID, I didn't go to the movie theater for a year and a half, and because I didn't see a movie in theaters for a year and a half, I really missed the movie theater, and I can tell you
Oh
it,
yeah.
it was both like the best and worst part of some of the worst and best times of my life. Worst being
Exactly.
because I couldn't just go to the movie theater and I want to go see this movie, and then I got to sit there, wear a mask for a long period of time. Um, when it's like I already do that at work.
Exactly.
But anyway,
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to set aside time for the Batman episode once when you see it.
of course, of course. I need to not forget, but I'll probably go watch Moon Knight after we're done talking here, just because I keep forgetting that even came out.
Oh yeah.
I think
A
it's
part of
because
me was like
it.
wanting to wait until all the episodes came out, but then I
Yeah.
was just like, nah, I gotta see this right now.
We'll
And so
see.
I watched it the day of.
Yeah. So when Boba Fett each episode came out, I watched it, and I actually have a bunch of notes in my journal about that show, but I just haven't done a review or anything. I was gonna do like reviews and do talk about it, but like I said, with everything going on, and I was working two jobs earlier this year. Now I'm only working one, thank goodness. Now I can finally make time to do these reviews, put them out there, and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. And give me a call before you start shooting the Book of Boba Fett one, because I got a lot of things to say about that too.
Hey, same here. I actually took. Normally, I don't take notes, but there was so much stuff wrong with that show that I had to take notes on a
Exactly.
notepad. I would literally be sitting there on the couch watching the show. Okay, why did they have Boba Fett take off his helmet here? He's literally in the middle of town. He's meant to. He's a bounty hunter. Why is he acting like an old, confused man?
You can practically hear the sigh of you just going, ugh, clicks pen, just getting ready to write stuff down.
That's basically how it went. That's really how it went. To be fair, and then scribbling some notes. Have you seen? I know we kind of got off topic. We're all over the place with this episode. Holy crap!
It's been so long since you and I have just talked too that this episode is going to be all over the place. Sorry, viewers.
Morbius, Oscars, everything else. Just it's.
Exactly.
I don't think I can design a thumbnail for this one.
It'll just be confusion, like question marks all over the place.
Yeah, question marks. It'll have like, yeah. Have you actually seen Encanto?
I did.
I actually really liked it.
That was another thing that I went into just like not having my hopes too up, just ready for a good, enjoyable watch. And I was very impressed. But I was more impressed, I want to say, with Turning Red. And I haven't heard nearly as much stuff about that movie than I have about Encanto.
Yeah, I haven't even seen Turning Red, to be honest. I thought the animation style looked kind of dumb. So, that's why, I'm kind of harsh when it comes to anything animated. Just because it's animation, and if it doesn't interest me, at all, then I like and read the type of animation. It has a very like Twitch feel in terms of animation. Feels like I'm watching like a Twitch stream but a movie.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
From what I've seen from the trailer, and it's just it. I think it. The reason I'm not interested is because it's very. A lot of the shapes in that film I know are like round or oval
Yeah,
shape, or it doesn't have any like pointy edges, and I think that bothers me
no, that's fair.
because
It's funny too because I actually saw the movie with a couple of my coworkers, and I even told them before I watched the movie, I was like, "God, doesn't look interesting to me at all." And then after we got done watching it, they were just like, "Well, what'd you think of it now?" I'm like, "That was fantastic! Oh my gosh!"
yeah,
Like
huh?
it was a very
Oh, you cut out again.
oh sorry,
All good.
but yeah, that was a very fun watch. I highly recommend that one. It's streaming on Disney Plus. Not sponsored, but give it a
Oh, it
watch.
is. Maybe I'll go watch it tonight then, huh?
There we go. Now it's a party.
How long is the movie? Is it too long?
It's pretty short. There's like 15 minutes of credits, which kind of confused me when I got done watching it because I was like, there's still 20 minutes left in the movie, but it's just credits, and so it's technically like an hour and 20, hour 30 minutes long.
Huh? I might have to go watch that.
Yeah, definitely. Shoot me a message after you're done with that.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to think if there's anything else we really missed tonight. Um,
I think we covered like the two main topics that we wanted to do. We're just gonna have to plan for more episodes. Oh no, look out.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, Kyle, for coming on to the show and talking with us. I wanna keep you as like a permanent guest. I think that would be pretty awesome, and then eventually we can kind of build up more people, and hell, if it was successful enough, it'd be cool to like do like an in-person studio around a table with mics and headsets and everything. That's like kind of where I want it to go eventually one
There
day.
we go. Yeah,
That's
absolutely. So, share this to your friends, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching you.
we're watching you.
We're watching you.
I can't wait for Kenobi.
Sorry,
That's
I had
gonna
to
be
get that
cool.
creepy tone out of the way. Oh, I know, right? See, that's gonna have to be like as soon as an episode comes out, we film an episode of here.
Yeah. No, I agree. Absolutely.
Because with Hayden coming back and oh my gosh, my boy Ewan McGregor,
Yeah.
like it's gonna be intense.
It's on, baby.
It's on. Let's do this. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna end the recording here for now, but thank you all for coming. Thank you for sticking around if you made it this far. If not, that's all right. But if you can, please comment, like, subscribe, do what you have to, and take care. Have a good one. Kyle, did you want to say goodbye?
Oh no, I'm good. You guys take care, folks. Have a lovely night. Kisses are blown and hugs are given.
All right, take care, everyone.